Hey guys, today we're looking at Zvezda's German paratroopers 1939 to 1942 as stated here in 172. This is part of Zvezda's Art of Tactic range, which is a war game that I know very little about, but basically they use kind of these little stands here, as you can see. Where are we? Here we are, and that's basically as much as I can tell you about it. But www.artoftactic.com, as it suggests here, and you'll find out all you need to know about that. What I like about them is that they're in 172, and they're quite nice little figures from what I can see. This is the first Zvezda box I'll be tackling. I've never come across them before, other than online, so I'm very interested to see how this works out going forward. You only get 4 figures, which is unfortunate, but then again the set was very cheap. It was only like €2 or €3 or something, so you know, you get what you pay for in that sense. But at least in fairness to Zvezda, the quality of the figures seems to be fairly decent, and we'll have a look at that Sprue in a second. But just a little comment on the artwork there. It's actually really nice, I must say. Very, very well done. A little bit of action going on there. Shows the poses. I mean, they're not 100% accurate, to be fair, to what's in the box, but at the same time it gets the message across. It does suggest that they are snap fit and no glue required, as it says here, although having said that, I will be gluing things because they won't be on that stand that you saw in the back of the box. They'll be individually based for wargaming purposes, so from that perspective they may get knocked around a little bit more than if they were on that stand. So that's basically the box. You can see there is the front of it, size of it, usual kind of warnings, bits and pieces. As with most brands, gives it an indication of other products that are available within the range. German paratroopers 172, there you go, and there's the back of the box there, as you can see, some painted examples, and so on and so forth. So that's that. So a little look at the Sprue. Just move that out of the way. Actually, first, before I do, this is the set of instructions you get. Fairly straightforward, fairly basic. English translation is fairly good. I think they're manufactured in Russia. I'd say it is Russia because looking at the color scheme on the Zvezda emblem there in the top left-hand corner, that looks like the Russian flag. So fair enough. And there you go. That's the instructions basically. You kind of get the indications that they snap together there. Fine, fair enough. As I say, I will be using a bit of glue on these guys just to secure everything. So, you know, fair enough. And here's the Sprue. Now, what I really like about these guys is that not only do they come with the base for the Art of Tactic game itself, but they actually come with these individual bases as well for the figures, which is pretty cool, to be fair. So, as you can see there, you get a couple of figures. One guy up in the top right corner firing his MP40 there, looks like. Another chap there kind of throwing a grenade. You have a guy, this would be this chap here, who has an MG34 over his right shoulder and is carrying an ammo box. And then down here there's another kind of a guy, he looks like a unit commander, kind of waving the troops forward with his hand, and he has an MP40 also. But there you can go. You can see the detail isn't bad on them at all, to be fair. They're really, really nice looking. If I can just zoom in a small bit on that for you, if this camera will cooperate. No, fair enough. But as you can see there, you know, it's you got the bread bag, you got some nice creases, you got the straps and so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with the detail on it. It's kind of a pity that they only do 4 figures in a box. I know they do a German infantry range, and there's 1 or 2 boxes in that at least that have what I would regard as a full complement, being somewhere above the 30 and around the 50. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you exactly how many, but pity they don't do with the Fallschirmjager and so on and so forth. But we'll see how we get on with these. As I say, if these go well, I may well look at getting a few more sets from their range. I'm very interested in their British infantry range and their German infantry ranges. They do kind of a winter and summer sort of a range there for the Germans. The British infantry range is quite nice as well, but it's a bit limited, but we'll see. And they do a huge amount of Russian stuff as well, of course, as one would imagine. But these are the Fallschirmjager. These are basically definitely going to be in my battalion because there's only, or my battalions, one of my battalions, because there's only 4 4 figures in the set, so you know they'll definitely be involved. So I'm looking forward to getting these guys together, gluing them up, painting them up, and seeing what happens. And as I say, at the end of the series we will do a video which will have a complement of everything from the various brands involved, because I say at the minute there's at least seven boxes of Fallschirmjager to go through from various brands. So that's basically that. So that's Zvezda for you. That's the packaging there as well, as I say, from a closing shot perspective. I'm looking forward to getting these guys together. It's not going to take very long. Obviously there's only 4 of them. Paint them up, and we'll start adding them to the battalion, and we'll get on with the next review, and we'll see how we go. So if you'd like to subscribe to our business, guys, that'd be great, and stay tuned, as they say, for the next installment in the series focused on Fallschirmjager, and we'll talk to you then. Take care.